Hi, fellow traders, what's happening? I know it's been probably about a week since I made a video to put on YouTube. Now, I've done videos throughout the week for our 30-day refocus challenge. I've done those. But honestly, last week was the first week since I've been trading that I could not wait till Friday. I was ready for that week to be over. So much happened last week. There was so much going on. It I never really got focused, and that's why I didn't take a whole lot of trades last week. I didn't do any trades on Friday. And every the other day, I think, other than Monday, I might have taken one trade, maybe two, but I just wasn't focused, and I couldn't focus because I just had so much going on. Monday was good, but then it was just kind of rolled downhill from there. But glad the weekend came, got refocused, and got everything out of the way. Saturday was supposed to be my daughter's graduation. She was supposed to walk across the stage. We got to wait several months for that. But we had to make sure last week that everything was done, that she got everything squared away. Her account at school was all paid up. All of those things had to be taken care of because everybody here is working from home, going to school from home. Everybody's here. We haven't unquarantined ourselves yet because there's no reason to, and we just haven't done it, and we haven't seen what we want to see in terms of the country turning a corner with this virus. But it was odd that this was the first week, and it wasn't because trading was bad. It was I couldn't trade, I couldn't focus, and there's some times that you're gonna go through that, and the best thing to do is not trade, because all you're gonna do is just give money away if you don't stop. And if I wasn't running the community, I wouldn't have been there. I would have been focusing on the other stuff. But I'm glad you guys got to see what happens and how frustrating it can be when you're not really focused. And look, and it happens even when we are focused. How many times have we sat here and waited on the stop for an hour to set up, and then we walk away, we go get something to eat, or we go to the bathroom, or we do something, and we come back, and the stock has made the move we were looking for, or it's set up and triggered an entry, and we weren't there. We get frustrated, and then we start losing our focus, and then we start trying to force things. That's why it's always good to walk away. Always good. But the question I have for you guys today is, are you really trying to get to the next level? Now, I know if everybody looked at this question and was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to get to the next level. But that wasn't the question I asked. I know everybody wants to get to the next level. But are you really trying to get to the next level? One of the big drawbacks is the first thing that I ask you to do at the beginning of this 30-day challenge is to leave your baggage at the door. Check it at the door. Don't bring it with you. That baggage is a big part of why you can't get anywhere. This guy's going up the steps, carrying all of his little baggage, stuff that he should have left. It could make him imbalanced. It could cause all kind of issues, but you want to leave it at the door. You want to make sure that you're not wasting time on stuff that really doesn't matter. and that you're investing your time in things that's going to help you grow. And, it doesn't matter how much you paid for the education you have already. It doesn't matter. If it's not right, if it doesn't work, it's baggage, excess baggage that you don't need to bring. Okay, it's really, really important. So you've got to put the work in, and the work has to be focused on the right things. These setups are simple. I'm going to show you today. I'm going to go through them one more time. We're going to do the day trading first. We're going to do a couple of swings second. So you want to stay tuned, but you have to look yourself in the mirror every day and ask yourself, am I really trying to get to that next level? We know what we want. We have our why. We know our goals and what we want to accomplish. But are we really trying to get to that next level? That's going to be the $1 million question going forward. Now, what I run into a lot of, especially in mentoring, is you get a lot of people that came in and they're losing money. Okay, they want to, the first thing you're going to have to do is lose less. If you're not managing your risk, if you are, I would see some that shared their journals with me where they would lose, they would stick to their max loss, and then all of a sudden they'd have a $3,000 loss day, where it took a big percent of their account, or it wiped them out. That's going to be the first step, that you want to lose less and avoid those big losses. And that's kind of developing discipline. But what I see is a lot of people are wanting to go from lose less to consistent profits in one jump. And you can't do that, because there's steps along the way that you're going to need to develop yourself. Now, a lot of guys can go from lose less to very small profits and, don't really spend any time in break-even trading because of the skill set that they bring. But most people are going to go from losing less to breaking even to very small profits and then to consistent profits. But look at what happens during these steps. Now, I snagged this from this company, EdgeWonk. They have a trading journal, but very, very good information. And here you get to break even trading by further eliminating mistakes and developing discipline. This is the very first concept that I try to instill in you guys in the roadmap to success, because this is what I had to do. I had to eliminate mistakes. The number one reason new and inexperienced traders lose money, why they lose money, is through trading mistakes. They make trading mistakes. It's not that the market is messed up. It's not that the strategy doesn't work. It's the person trading made all of these mistakes. Whenever I lose, 90% of the time, I made the mistake. Either I wasn't focused and I did something wrong, or I anticipated the trade. Whatever the case is, it's my mistake. So I had to eliminate a lot of the mistakes I was making, and I had to continue to develop the discipline I needed in order to execute my trade plan. I had to identify my personal problems and tweak the individual strategy parameters. Guess what we're doing this 30 days, or the rest of these 30 days? What do we, we're starting to identify the issues that we're dealing with personally. And then we're going to start looking at why we can't trade the strategy that we're trying to trade. What do we need to tweak in order to get us to see and do what we're supposed to do? And once you're consistent with that, then it's just constant learning. You rinse and repeat. Somebody asked me last week, and they was like, Ed, if you want everybody to grow out of the community, why do you offer a lifetime membership? Offer a lifetime membership because this profession is a lifelong learning profession. If you've been in it long enough, the last couple of years, you notice the market changes. Things change. And we have to make small changes, small adaptations. So where are you going to go back to pick up on the things that are changing, or what the person who taught you, what they might be doing different? And why would you have to spend money to come in and check that? And that's all you need. Or you may need to refresh something, or you may want to learn a different strategy. I trade a lot more than the basic strategies that I teach. I teach those to you guys in the beginning so that you could learn how to trade, start making a profit, get some confidence, learn how to read the price action, understand, how the market moves. And then you can start doing these more intuitive strategies that allows you to make more money. But you got to get there. And you have to really try. It's not just wanting to get there. You have to really try. Put in the work. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to make you happy. I'm not going to be telling you the things that you want to hear to make you feel good, because that's not going to do you any good. It's everything that you're going to need in order to get to that next step. So I wanted to share that because I'm running into a lot of that lately. And it's normal. I was like that too. I had the same attitude. I had to change it in order to become, who I am right now. And I didn't just do it overnight. I didn't do it by not talking to other people and not working with other people and working with mentors. I didn't do it by, not spending hours practicing my craft. I didn't get there without doing that stuff. So got to put in that work. All right, so let's look at today. MRNA. This is one of the stocks that it wasn't on my watch list initially. But I said I liked the chart early and that I was willing to put it on for a secondary move. And that's what I did. I did not find any opening range trades that I really liked. I think Roku might have done pretty good. I can't remember. I know there were a couple that were on the watch list that did okay. But I just waited. And I said, I'm just going to wait for a secondary opportunity. And here is the one. I mean, you could call this a flag or a pennant or whatever, but this is just a continuation move for me. We had to move up. We tried to pull back a little bit, and you could see support was really tight on this. This was really looking strong. It wouldn't allow it to even pull back to the opening range here. It was really, really strong. So what this did, after a couple of tries, you had 3 candles that tried to pop this top. I knew once we broke out of this channel, it would be time to get in, and we could look for moves up to our profit targets. And that's exactly what happened. Now, had I jumped in, let's say I got in here and the stock started coming up, I got in, I might have stopped myself out here. You don't know whether this is going to keep going or not. This could fail because this candle made a lower high and a lower low. So there was no guarantee that this is going up. And I know it made kind of a nice bottoming tail here, but there are no guarantees. You can go back and find many charts that had what they call a bottoming tail, and the stock kept lower. And so that's no guarantee. You have to wait for it to break out of its channel. And if you have enough room above that channel to take profit, to make money, you take the trade. If there's no room there, you don't take the trade. It's just that simple. The strategy is simple. You let it put in a range. After a move, you let it put in a range. You look for the continuation of that move. It's going to slow down. It's going to take a break. You may get a pullback. Whatever the case is, during that time, it's putting in a channel. There are no trades in that until it breaks it. And then we got in and we just took profit along the way. I held it all the way to break even, but it was only 40 shares left. But if it bounced here, I probably would have added back and kept on trucking. But the point is, you have to be patient. You don't want to jump into this a little bit too early. So one trade today, I couldn't find anything else that really looked good. Roku was okay late, but I kind of missed the entry on that. Again, I'm doing other things. Maybe talking to somebody, or maybe answering a question or whatever. And sometimes I miss the entries on those. And it happens. The thing you can't do is go chase it. All right, so here, you can see in through here, this stock basically traded in a channel. It ground its way up, but it traded in a channel. And it traded above, back below, back above, back below, traded in, all around the moving averages. For me, there's no clean trade here. As long as we're trading in this channel, there's no clean trade. And all of a sudden, here, if you got in this, you have scalpers who scalp the channels. They watch the stocks put in a channel, and they buy the low of the channel, and they sell the tops. Buy the low of the channel, sell the top. Buy the low. And I guarantee you there were people in this ready to sell the tops when it got here. And you can see it never made it. Then we had a huge wash candle. Where did this come from? We'd already hit this level multiple times, right? And then all of a sudden, we get a big sell spike straight down. Somebody unloading their position or whatever. Whatever the case is, right down to the 50. But still, this broke through the channel, but there was no confirmation. And we had the 50 moving average right here. So even if it broke through, you still have these intraday levels that can play havoc on this trade. But more importantly, you have the 50 here, which makes it no trade. And you can see we bounced back up in this channel, but it just did not trade outside of it. There was no more opportunity here. And what happens, inexperienced traders or traders that feel that they're here and they have to take a trade on this, and that we made all this money early, I'm going to try to get it back. And so I'm going to keep buying. Once we break the VWAP, I'm going to buy it. But they're buying it into resistance, and it's not going anywhere. And you end up either chopping money out of your account, or you get a big stop out like you did right here, and it takes away all of the profit that you made. Then it's something that we just have to really pay close attention to. And this is what I'm talking about every day in chat when I'm saying a stock's in no man's land. When I say in no man's land, I'm meaning that it's in a channel and it has to break out of that in order to offer up a trade. And if it doesn't, oh well, we'll come back tomorrow. Or you move on to another stock. It's just that simple. So not a bad day, 321.80. I'll take it. I will take it every day. So RCL, I got a lot of questions about this today as far as the opening range breakout or breakdown in this case. All right, so, and I had to remind everybody of the rule. The 5-minute opening range strategy, there is a rule when it comes to stocks that have big wicks to the up and down side. That's twice or 3 times larger than the body. That the rule isn't buy at the body, at the break of the body and sell. That's not the rule. The rule is stay the hell away from these stocks, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose, or 7 times out of 10 you're gonna lose. Stay away from it. Number one, look at the trend coming in to the open. This is clearly in an uptrend right now. I'm not looking to short this. I don't care how it sets up. I'm not looking to short it, because we have pre-market support here, pre-market support here. And we prove day in and day out that these pre-market support levels do hold water all day long, as we see in this stock here. But here is the opening range 5-minute candle. Now, if you did buy at the break here, you probably were able to take some profit, but not much, because this is around what, 38 80, 38.90, and right here is just 38.20. So you're talking about 70 cents. And most people are going to be looking for more than that. But it's just not a clean trade. If you took it, you got away with it. But shorting it into the 100, the 50, the VWAP, the 20, the 9, and the opening range low, that makes no sense. Like I said, 7 times out of 10, this isn't going to work. But then you had some that waited and shorted on the break. Now this candle opened up here. It pushed up a little bit, and then it started to sell. All right, then some caught it here at 38.65. Where is the next support that this thing is logically to bounce at? This pre-market on low right here, 38.21. That's maybe 40 cents, 35, 40 cents. That's not a tradable move. Not the way I teach it. If you're a scalper, yeah, you can scalp that and be happy, but that's not the way this strategy is designed. So, or the way I teach it, that's not the way the strategy is designed. So there's actually no trade here. No trade. And then right under here is the second level. And you can see this is kind of where we bounced off of this. We did reject the moving averages, and we fell back through. We bounced, and we just traded around, close to this range. We didn't trade inside of it between these two levels, but really close. And look, we started building again. And then once we broke over, this level held again. We had to bounce. Look at how price action slowed down once we got back to this pre-market level. Slowed way down. And then when we were on low volume, low volatility going into the close, it traded right in between these two levels. So the pre-market levels are significant. You're gonna have to make sure that you're not trading in a channel that is actually broken out of it, and that there's enough room for you to make profit before you take the trade. The strategy is simple. So on this trade, the first candle print, this is a candle that says no trade. So we close that chart and we start looking at something else. Okay, that's what we do. All right. So we did get a aftermarket earnings play, and we waited. And what we're doing now, because of the way the market is trading, and because all of these stocks are pulling their guidance and they're not really making the moves that we normally see on earnings, I really suspended trading the aftermarket earnings strategy, where I get in prior to the market close and I'm trading the gap. What I started doing is just trading after the announcement. Wait for the announcement, the initial move, and basically you're trading the opening range breakout strategy all over again, because you've got this candle. Well, this actually wasn't the candle that printed at the announcement. This stock had news come out first, like 15 minutes before the actual announcement. But it put in this move here. And so, again, I waited for it to break. Just like we did on MRNA, waited for it to break. Once we broke over the top of that channel it put in, you get in. Okay, it's almost like a trend continuation if you traded this, or it's within 30 minutes. We're just trading a break. It's however you want to look at it. It's a legit strategy, a legit setup, and you can't deny how bullish it is. So we have our entry trigger, which is it pushing over this high. Triggers an entry, and then this is a 52-week high break. So where's my exits? I'm using whole dollar marks: 31, 32, 33. Final target was 35. All right, and this thing ran all the way up, almost ran up to $39. So I left probably about $120 on the table, but I had a trade plan. I stuck to it. And that's focus, that's discipline, and that's the type trading we want to see every day. Same thing we did with MRNA. Focus, discipline trading, sticking to the plan and not deviating from it. And that's pretty much what we did here. So there are opportunities. I say all that to say there are opportunities. The market, it may be tough because that's just the way the market's trading now. But there's opportunity there. There's a ton of money to be made. So if we're sitting here worrying about things that's not important, and we're worrying about different indicators and all of this, when we should just be looking for windows of opportunity, I can't say anything else about it. And the reason why I brought that reminded me, the RSI on MRNA was in the 80s when I took this trade. Who cares about the RSI when we've got this big window of opportunity? I've seen trades that the RSI was in the 90s, move up 10 points. I've seen trades the RSI was below 10, sell off 10 points. That one little indicator does not matter. All it does is just gives you some technical data saying that, hey, according to the technicals, this thing is oversold. But is the stock going to say, oh, look at my RSI number, I need to stop and turn around? No, the stock's not going to do that. It's going to keep trading. As long as people are buying, it's going to keep going. And you have to trade with the price action, what you see on the chart. That's what you have to trade. This is clearly bullish. Clearly bullish. No sign of weakness. So you have to trade it. So leave that baggage at the bottom of the steps and come on in empty-handed. And that's the way it's going to be. All right, so I'm going to wrap this one up. This is the day trading video. I'm going to do the swing trading one separate. But that's going to do it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. But we'll get back at this thing in the morning. So you guys have a great evening and get rested.